Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Dr. Tony Aidoo has also reacted to Afenyo Markin's behavior in Parliament, describing him as somebody having cognitive dissonance, which simply means somebody having a problem of identifying consonant. And I would like you to join me listening to what he said into detail. But before we go, this station still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members to watch as well. Thank you.
But would you my pasana pay umpomo ayo dog?
Thank you very much.
Great. Doc, Afenyo Markin as the minority leader. Ajiatumu say whatever transpired there were vetting meeting national. It takes all the blame. And about yes and also say speaker I lifted that ban of suspension on the 4 MPs here. But we're making some comment on Afenyo Markin. Say you may be a coach I want home. Adiana who Afenyo Markin home say you may be coaching one.
Well, the question that I put when Joy interviewed me was that he's having very serious issues of cognitive dissonance. You know what is cognitive dissonance?
Yeah, sure.
What is it? Everybody goes through cognitive dissonance. When you get up in the morning, you may experience several cases of cognitive dissonance. It's characteristic of every human being. It's how you feel about a certain situation or a person, and something happens and you need to restore consonance.
I see.
Let me give you one example. You baby say, "Who promote banana when you now see your uncle no crying effort." That is cognitive dissonance. As human beings, there must be balance in the way we feel and think about something or somebody.
Yeah.
At all times. So everybody requires his cognitive elements to be in balance, positive. But when one of the elements become negative, then there is pressure on you to restore consonance because you've entered the phase of cognitive dissonance. And this is what I believe is happening to Afenyo Markin. He's having difficulty resolving consonance, cognitive consonance.
I see.
One moment, he is the most righteous politician. Another moment, he's fighting virtually everybody. He goes and holds a press conference and damns the speaker and comes to Parliament
and apologize.
Not only apologize, present himself as the most righteous person. Me, I will never do this. I will never do that. I will not harass anybody, and yet he's harassing people.
So it means that there is a mental discomfort somewhere.
Cognitive dissonance is a mental discomfort for everybody. In the course of the day, you may go through 3 or 4 cases of cognitive dissonance. And the pressures to resolve and restore consonance is also characteristic of every human being. So it's not a pathological situation where you may say this guy is going crazy or what. No. He's too full of himself. Afenyo Markin, that's what his major problem is.
Oh, Junior, what did you do?
Exactly. Now,
So, Doug, so in leadership, if you're going through this, how can you be managed in a way, like you're saying, with the situation that he is going through, per observation, as a leader in leadership,
he has to accept the fact that his party lost. It's a minor opposition.
And so, Jitumu said the party, are we? And as I say, or a minority.
Exactly. And this is what he's finding it difficult to do. His behavior is like he's still in control.
I see. Well, so how is this going to affect him, observing this and coming from you?
Well, I'm not a psychoanalyst, so I cannot project.
But do you think he needs something quickly? Say, yeah,
yes, he has to resign himself to the situation that yesterday, where he was, he's not there anymore. He shouldn't be calling the current majority the so-called majority, because of the fact that they constitute a majority. They have at least 184, 186, or 187.
Yeah.
To your 80-something.
88.
88. They can control Parliament. That's obvious. They can do anything they want in Parliament. In fact, they can even impeach former President Nana Adudanko Akufo-Addo. Don't think it's strange that an ex-president can be impeached. You are impeachable. Crime has no expiry date.
Actually.
So the majority is truly in power. And they should
Ahuto FM 92.3.
a more conciliatory attitude. I don't say he should go begging, but he must adopt a cooperative attitude rather than go around strutting himself like he is the king of the jungle. And
but the part of crowd can say they are the mighty minority.
that in itself, that is not a fact, but it's an inbred thinking, internalized belief that they can still use the tactics they used to use to fight the majority in Parliament. That is his problem.
Actually, so going forward, like I earlier asked, if he's going by this, how is it going to affect his leadership as a minority leader?
It won't be effective because you will be very confrontational throughout, bringing
Ahuto FM 92.3.
All right, very unfortunate there. And I pay Dr. 28 and in the kitchen command. I pay Ashton while man so they can say when you know about tough fan or can say Afenyo Markin. Ne ho won say me bre otumi say adwene a wo dwene no or how kakra e wo ho esa say what Afenyo Markin out to say there's a conflict going on with Afenyo Markin in terms of his way of thinking, how or the nyoma Parliament in terms of his beliefs, values, and attitude, and sending out to Nadia. But we'll see. Doctor, sorry, I'm saying Almano and to call you. So I was then asking about how is this going to affect his leadership in Parliament?
He has to cooperate. He has to change. He has to resolve consonants, realizing the position he's in. Yesterday, there's something he said that I find very interesting. In Parliament.
All right, so can you share with us?
Yeah. You are a mighty minority. So you can block government business with an aggressive approach.
FM 92.3.
Kept on, you have government business to do. We will help you as well. You walked away from government business. He walked away. He led his MPP comrades to walk away when they presented their last bill or the mid-term economic budget.
Sure.
And still walk away when they didn't reach Parliament. So the question one has is, are you for real? You're chastising the NDC for not concentrating on government business. But you walked away from yours, from your responsibility.
Yeah.
Remember when they boycotted Parliament? So he has a problem with his leadership. And it's about time he abandons the jingoism. The jingoism is a word that was created in the 1960s. In those days, we used to watch Indian films. And there was this jingo, a jungle Tarzan, Indian jungle Tarzan. Abrasive, aggressive, quarrelsome. When it comes into politics, we say your jingoistic attitude and behavior. And that is what he's doing to be relevant. And that's not the way to go. I'm not saying that he should sober up to the point of acquiescing in everything that happens in Parliament. But there are reasonable limits. You oppose when it is necessary. You cooperate when it is necessary. And Ghana will move forward. Because you can't get away from the fact.
But dogs, yeah, minority are stronger. How can they keep government on its toes?
How are you going to keep government on its toes? With your weeny teeny minority. If you don't cooperate. If you become confrontational, the government then will use its numbers. It's a numbers game. So you have to be smart. The sooner he resolves consonants, the better it will be for him and his party and Ghana.
Actually, Doc, so going forward, how would you assess the performance of the Mahama government so far?
Well, John Mahama is still building his team. He hasn't got a full complement of the 60 ministers he promised, but he will soon get there. And I think this is what Afenyo Markin is aiming at, to delay the process as much as possible. So he comes in with all kinds of objections and arguments which have no legal or constitutional foundations.
I see. With Speaker Babbing and Ryan, who said or left a ban on the suspension of the 4 MPs, so Rebecca said Speaker is not being firm because just some few days ago, and Omar suspension, he called for an investigative team to say then just some few days, you come to lift up the band. Speaker being firm or not?
The Speaker has been wise and magnanimous. Remember Shakespeare and the Merchant of Venice. When finally Shylock, after insisting on his justice, was asked to go and cut his pound of flesh, but he shouldn't draw blood. The conflict between pragmatic justice and the real justice that people want. Ghanaians would like to see Babin go the whole of them punish those 4 errant MPs. But that's not what we want in our country. We don't want conflict. We want solutions. So I think his magnanimity was wisely exercised yesterday.
Well, Doug, let me thank you this morning for the time.
Thank you too for having me.
You're welcome, sir.
Have a good day.
Right, same to you.
His Majesty is seated above the throne in his righteous kingdom, watching the whole wide world.
I wish Dr. Tony Aidoo, a former senior presidential aide and head of policy evaluation and oversight unit of the office of the late President J.E. Mills. I don't say, I don't pay Oshima. Afenyo Markin, or Juma Ayopa, so per se with the MPP and Mupay, and Yamakoy Manua, or my battle castle by Cabin Samoa. The majority in Parliament will use the numbers because numbers comes to play when it comes to the issue of Parliament. Let's stay on for the business news this morning. Teacher Kujoy Kradwa, get the Ebro, just stay tuned this morning.
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really appreciates your time on the channel. Once again said, God bless you for the wonderful work you are doing for us. Keep sharing the link to others. And also turn the notification bell on as a new member. Subscribe to the channel as well to keep you updated. Thank you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.